I am a better man today for you because I've made mistakes before. I know that I haven't been a perfect boyfriend before. I've certainly made mistakes, and I, hopefully learned from those, and I am a better husband to you because of it. Welcome to Wednesday. We are the Taylor Lautners, and we are the Squeeze. Thank you for joining us.
I love when you do that intros.
Why?
Because I just feel like you're good at them. You hype it up.
I just get excited.
Yeah. No, it's good.
I'm just sharing my excitement with the world.
Yeah. I think we are all in agreement that we love it.
Okay.
I will speak on behalf of myself and the Lemon Drop community.
Okay.
I think we all enjoy that.
Lemon drops, if you think it's too much. My feelings aren't easily hurt. They are. But tell me, and I'll tone it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't tell me.
While you're in the comment section letting us know, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well.
Please.
Subscribe. We had a fun day today.
A fun day today?
Yeah.
We did have a fun day today.
Boy J had something come out over the weekend.
Yeah. If you were watching NFL Sunday football, I got to do something pretty cool that was definitely a dream come true for me. Like, I've never done this, like, in my 20-year career.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. I got to do, like, the opening video for Fox NFL Sunday Kickoff. And it's, like, this really cool,
vibey, dark,
light
cool,
smoke.
Yes, smoke.
Like, introducing the football lineup for the week. And I threw some fun flips and tricks in there. I'm feeling it now. My body, we talked about this when I did the music video, but I pay for it now. It's rough.
Well, you're also really sore today because we've been hitting the gym.
Yeah.
A little more than normal. So I feel like you kind of overdid yourself, but you crushed it.
But yeah, it was fun.
You're also flipping on cement, but
the whole.
When you landed the backflip, it was so loud, and I was like, oh no. Like, it sounded, it was like heels, but
yeah.
I think it was just
it didn't hurt, but
I think it was just your shoes.
It was not a light landing. Yeah, but that was cool. What else?
That was
what
fun.
else do we have going on?
Yeah, we have been working out a lot more, which is
true.
It's just been nice to get out of the house and work out for our mental health. I also take work calls while I'm working out.
We both are like that.
And I blink and it's literally 45 minutes. I've been walking out of whatever incline on the treadmill. I'm like, oh, great. I'm done with my workout and I'm done with my work call.
Yeah. Highly recommend if you work from home in any way, whether it's just emails or a phone call, whatever. We both just go on the treadmill, put it at a nice incline, speed walk or the elliptical with some resistance, and just bust out emails and replying to people, a couple phone calls, and it feels so productive. Working out already is, so good and productive.
Yeah.
But then doing that, well, I know if you just want to check out of your phone during your hour of the day you're working out, I get that too, and I do that sometimes. But it also is fun to kind of bust some workout at the same time.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's hard because we work out early afternoon, and that's when a lot of our calls and stuff are. So I feel like that's it just kind of overlaps. But also, you can watch podcasts while you're working out. If you ever need a podcast to watch, you should.
I have a recommendation.
Watch The Squeeze, the one you are currently
watching.
watching.
I've heard of it. Yeah,
it's a great one to work out to.
Yeah.
I try to think what else. I feel like we have just been so busy, and I think you guys can probably tell from our lack of social media posting. I feel like we've been very bad with making TikToks and posting, what we're up to on our stories. But I've been saying that every day has felt like a Thursday for the past a month.
Interesting.
Because we've been so busy. Obviously, it's all great things, and busy is great. But I am excited for this busy season to be over.
Last week was our announcement of the rebrand.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
Yeah.
Got this new gorgeous, beautiful studio.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's been exciting.
Yeah, it has been. So lots of fun stuff. And we have stuff that we've been working on that we are going to slowly get to share with you guys about, which is fun. So
it's exciting times, but once again, we couldn't do it without all of you. So thank you again for listening and watching us. Can we kick this off? Can we do a Cit-Rus Got Real?
Oh yeah, go on.
All right, Cit-Rus Got Real. What? That was good.
That was. You cracked me up.
Okay, here we are. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would it be?
My instinct was Jimmy Neutron. I have no clue why. I don't know.
Huh.
Cartoon character. Cartoon.
You'd hang out with any cartoon character, who would it be? This is tough.
Yours would be Scooby-Doo. From like your childhood?
Yeah.
You're like
I was a
Scooby-Doo's #1 fan.
Die-hard Scooby-Doo fan. And then I also was in Scooby-Doo. That was cool.
Full circle moment.
I know. Yeah.
Or Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb.
Did you ever watch that on Disney Channel?
Not really.
Yeah. But they it's like summer adventures, and they like build things and do cool stuff. So that would be fun to be friends with them and do their fun adventures with them.
This one's probably a little too early for you, but the Jetsons.
That's too early for you.
Not really, because I watched it. But yeah,
Interesting.
it was. But yeah, that would be a cool, fun world to chill in. Doug. Is Doug too early for you too? Doug. It was on Nickelodeon.
I probably wasn't allowed to
Hey
watch
Arnold.
it. I wasn't really allowed to watch that.
Okay. Anyways, I'll go with Scooby-Doo, and she's going with Jimmy Neutron.
No, I think Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, Phineas and Ferb.
Either one, I'll take.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm good with either one.
Well, thank you for that. We are going to jump straight from Cit-Rus Got Real into what? What do we want to start with? Should we do advice?
Sure, let's do our advice.
Okay. We've teased this in recent weeks, so let's jump right into it. This is our new advice column.
Yeah.
Segment. Do we have a name for this? Like a cute name? Like we got Tea Time with Tay and Cit-Rus Got Real. What the heck is this?
This could be
like something the juice but it's okay.
Juicy time?
Yeah, help us out here on this video. We need some suggestions what this segment should be called, but I'm going to pull up my phone right now. We have a bunch of amazing questions that you all submitted that are just advice questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's any like juice.
I know. In my mind, it was just like the advice column was part of Tea Time with Tay, but I kind of feel like it deserves its own name.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys can help us out with that one.
Please help.
Yeah. And if you're always looking for ways to get involved with these questions and whatnot, we post little question boxes on our Instagram at The Squeeze all the time. And you can be a part of our Cit-Rus Got Real. All of these questions in this jar are from you guys listening and watching that sent in your questions. Our Tea Time with Tay and now this advice column we get from you guys. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I've pulled some up on my phone. So I am going to read them off. And let's dive into this.
Sweet.
All right. First, this is a tough one. How do you stop worrying about what everyone else thinks? That's it. I feel like if we had the easy answer to that, this world would be a terrific place. I mean, it also like people. There's like, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
People that do care about what other people think, they're great-hearted people. Like, you have a huge heart. You care about others. So it's not like we just want to lose that.
Yeah.
But of course, you don't only want to be doing things and making decisions based on what other people are going to think about that decision.
Yeah,
So-
I think if you feel comfortable, in your skin, with what you're wearing or like on a physical sense, if you're happy with, if with that, then go with it, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And then I think with like, an action that you're doing, if, obviously if it's not a healthy action and people are concerned, then maybe pay attention to that. But, if it's a boundary that you're setting in place because it's going to protect you or your family or your mental health, then I think, that's what's most important.
Yeah, I would also say, like, if I did, like, I'm going back to high school.
Yeah.
If I did, take the advice, and if I cared what the kids in high school, thought about what I was doing and the life decisions I was making,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here today, because they made me feel stupid
Yeah.
for doing what I did. So you just got to like tell yourself that, as difficult as it is, you just can't, if you pay too much attention to that and you let other people dictate the decisions that you're going to do with your own life, you're not going to end up where you want to be.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I thought of is just like, they say, which I am learning is very true, that they say with like your, older age,
I was just going to say that.
you stop caring so much. Everybody says, as you get older, you just honestly stop caring what other people think. And it's just true. I'm learning that's true, because
Yeah.
I still care what other people think, and I struggle with that. And that's something that I have to deal with on a daily basis. But in the last few years, I definitely care a whole lot less, because you just start to, as you get older, you start learning and truly knowing like who you are as a person,
Yeah.
who your relationships are, what they mean to you.
Yeah.
And that's the priority. And
That's so true.
it's like, we don't have too much time on this planet.
Yeah.
Life is short. So don't get caught up wasting the small, short amount of time we have here, worrying about what someone else thinks. You know yourself. You know your friends. You know your family. You know what you want to be doing in life. Just worry about that. Life is short.
I'm not going to add to that. That was great.
All right. Great question.
Hope that someone answered it.
Yeah. Okay. Second question. Advice for couples who enter marriage, and let's just say a relationship. So, advice for couples who enter a relationship or marriage with loads of trauma.
Oof. One word: communication.
Yeah, I would say honesty and
Yeah.
communication.
Yeah.
Just being completely honest about it, and then maintaining that open communication about it on both sides.
Yeah. And also, if it's like a new relationship that you're entering in, you don't feel like you can talk about your trauma, or you don't feel safe, or your partner puts down your trauma, then that's probably not the correct. Obviously, it's hard if,
Obviously, on a first date, you're not going to drop.
yeah, no. I know that. Yeah, I'm not saying that, but
Oh, of course.
it's very important to make sure that you feel safe enough to be open with your partner and to be able to communicate and to have that open like line of just trust, to be like, hey, you did this and this kind of like triggered me into this, or it made me think of this, or I'm feeling this today. It's super important to be able to have that open line of communication.
Yeah, and that's very true. But I mean, the way this person worded the question is past trauma.
Yeah.
Like what you are bringing from your past into this relationship. And they even said marriage. So if you're getting married to this person and you are worried about how to, advice for couples who enter marriage with loads of trauma.
Yeah. You know, I was going to say therapy, and this is also a great spot for me to talk about our sponsor of the episode. Regain Couples Therapy by BetterHelp.
Yeah.
Therapy, Taylor and I have done, on our own and together, is so important. And just on so many levels, I think we talk about therapy a lot just as an individual, but in marriage and couples therapy, even before marriage, it's so helpful to learn those tools, to be able to have that open communication, to know how to respond to your partner when they're having a bad day or when they need your help, when they're going through a crisis or a rough time.
Yeah, and BetterHelp is amazing for that.
Yeah. And yeah, if you're listening and you feel like your relationship is having ups and downs, or you want to work on yourselves together, you guys should consider giving Regain a try. The best relationships are always worth fighting for. Try something new in therapy. You can visit regain.com/thesqueeze today to get 10% off of your first month. That's regain.com/thesqueeze for 10% off.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, the best relationships are worth fighting for, of course. If no relationship is easy.
Yeah.
So if
it's easy, something's wrong. Not saying that it needs to be hard, but
yeah,
you should be growing together and
should be challenging each other and making each other better people.
Yeah.
But when it comes to trauma, I just think open honesty, vulnerability, and communication is vital.
Yeah. And taking the time to learn about your partner too.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, for us, you had trauma coming into it because you have all of your life of fame, and a lot of my trauma that I deal with now, we went through.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've had to, like, over the years, I've learned who you are and, like, your personality. And, I think I've learned more about your trauma without you even saying it, just how you act, just taking the time to kind of, like, not assess you, but really try to get to know why you do the things you do, or why, like, instead of getting frustrated if you say, like, you think something about yourself or a circumstance, and instead of getting frustrated because I disagree, I'm like, okay, well, why does he feel like that?
Yeah.
And, getting to the bottom of it, which, half the time is, related to something that happened.
Yeah, and it's important for the other person in the relationship to realize and not forget that what their partner has gone through, including all of the trauma, has made your partner who they are today.
Yeah.
The person that you fell in love with.
Yeah.
Like, you love this person for a reason. And what they have gone through in life has made up this individual that you love and cherish and respect. So you just have to learn to, take in and accept every part of people that we love.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's a great question.
Great question. Thank you for that. Let's move on to question 3. I think you would be good speaking on this.
I don't even know the question, but that's true.
All right. The question is navigating burnout.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk for hours about that one. Man, burnout is interesting because I feel like you don't necessarily even realize that you're burnt out until you are, like, scorched and, like, completely burnt.
Yeah. It creeps up on you, or it doesn't creep up on you. It just smacks you over the head.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess my relationship with burnout was, being in the hospital during COVID and just getting burnt from, the night shifts, the COVID, the going in at 2 a.m. for, a couple hours and not setting a boundary there, and just being thrown into conditions that were hard, and not easy for anyone, let alone, a new grad that had been only working for a couple months prior to that. But I think once you recognize it, it's important you do something about it, because I think I maybe would have struggled a little less if I really took the time to kind of look at myself or acknowledge that I was burnt out, because I don't think I wanted to acknowledge I was burnt out because I thought that showed weakness. Um, Being like, how am I burnt out? I've been working here for a year. There's nurses here that have been working for 20 some years. Like, what? Like, I shouldn't be burnt out right now. That's like pathetic. But, you know, in reality, it wasn't. What I went through was hard. And knowing that now, uh, I feel like I can better put boundaries around things.
Yeah, the boundaries are just so important because you're not going to be as good and efficient at what you do as what you specialize in, as at what you were put here to do, if you can't give it your all. So it's so much better to take a step back, take a break, say I need a moment, say I need a day, and then attack it.
Especially if it's something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Because I think that's why I refused to like accept the burnout, because I was like, I love nursing. And I think that if I would have noticed it, I maybe like, obviously I still have a passion for it, but I think that kind of killed the passion because I was, so over it and just truly burnt out. But burnout is a whole, it's a whole thing, and it looks different for a lot of people. But that's a really great idea for an episode to talk to someone about.
Yeah, it's a big topic for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Advice for moving on after a breakup.
Oh.
Whew. It's never fun.
Mm-mm.
It's never fun, but it is always, magnified and so much worse in that moment when you're in the thick of it and you can't think anything else. You can't feel anything else. Like, it just feels like the world is crumbling and you don't know how you're going to get out of it. But I promise you that you will. Like, I promise you that each and every day will get better. You may have some setbacks, but just in the long term, like, if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. You can't force something to happen. You can fight for something, but you can't force it.
Mm.
But yeah, it's difficult. I would say take the time you need.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with friends, family, loved ones. If you need alone time too, that's fine. But, don't lock yourself up.
Yeah. Not too alone.
Push yourself to get out a little bit. Push yourself to at least have some friends around. But take the time you need and then be open.
Yeah. I think like what I would do in my head, and when I tell my, friends that are dating right now, is from each relationship, you gained like a positive and a negative, but you learned what you want in your future partner and what you don't want in your future partner. And that's really important because, if I hadn't been, through breakups prior to dating Taylor, I probably wouldn't be as grateful for him and the human that he is as I am, because I've, taken bits and pieces from my past relationships, and, ended up here. I'm very thankful for that.
It's so true, and it goes both ways.
Yeah.
It's you learn, from your past relationships what you are and aren't looking for, and you also learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
And I am a better man today for you.
Yeah.
Because I've made mistakes before.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I haven't been a perfect boyfriend before. I've certainly made mistakes, and I, hopefully learned from those.
Yeah.
And I am a better husband to you because of it.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think it goes both ways. But that's what.
And I feel like you just never know what's waiting for you when, this is one of my favorite stories to tell, but the relationship I was in prior to meeting Taylor, we had broken up, and I was, very upset because, I thought, I loved this person's family, and I was like, God, like, what? I gotta start over now? What's going on? Like, this is annoying that, I just spent 2 years, dating someone, and now I gotta frickin' start over.
Yeah.
And then, shortly after I met Taylor. And I know it doesn't always work out like that, but
Yeah, for me it didn't. Like, mine was the opposite.
yeah.
Like, my last relationship, it was, a couple years before I met you.
Yeah. So you just never know what the world has in store for you.
Yeah. But keep going.
Yeah.
You got this. And the right person is out there for you. All right. Let's do one more here.
Yeah.
All right. How to ask your parent or parents for help when you're struggling and they don't know it.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a great question. How to ask a parent or parents for help when you're struggling, but they don't know it.
Oof. That's hard. I think we can be, as children, we want to, impress our parents. We want to make them happy. We want to, not bring them bad things. And I think opening up to your parents, if they don't know that, you are struggling, can be very scary because it can almost feel like you're disappointing them in a way.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that is the furthest thing from it. If anything, I feel, obviously I'm not a parent. But I think that shows, a lot of strength, and for you to go to your parents with that, I think they're just going to feel honored. I don't know if that's the correct word.
They should.
Yeah.
They should. If you feel close enough and you trust them enough to, open up to them and be honest with them about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine many parents out there would. I would imagine that most parents out there would want to know if their child was struggling.
I would hope that.
Yeah. I know that from, the child's, the son, the daughter's point of view, like, it's scary, and you do in your own head just build up all of these, you probably play it through in your mind how it's going to go 1,000 times, and you're probably thinking of worst case scenario every time, to be honest with you. But you just have to remember that they are your parent. They want what's best for you.
Yeah.
They care about you. And there's nothing more loving that you can do than being honest with your parent.
And I think, too, if you're not ready to explain to your parents what you need help with specifically, or the depths of what you're struggling with, I think it can be as simple as, hey, mom, hey, dad, I'm really struggling with my mental health right now. I think I need help. It could be that simple. You don't need to go into detail with them if you don't feel comfortable doing that. But if you feel like you need to talk to them to go see someone, or you feel like you are unsafe to yourself, I think just saying that to them, a simple sentence, not giving them details or anything, I think that would be very helpful. And if they ask for details, just say, like, I'm not ready to talk about that right now.
Yep.
I think that's really important too. You don't need to share the details if it's something you're like ashamed about, or you don't want to tell them. Don't have them help you get the help to talk to someone that you feel safe enough to talk about that with.
Or just if you're not ready to, dive deep into it, but you just, feel like you need them to know.
Yeah.
You can set that boundary, and, they need to respect that boundary by you just, having that conversation and saying to them, mom, dad, like, I want you to know that I've been struggling, recently. I'm not in a place right now where I'm ready to talk about it in depth quite yet. I don't know when that will be. That could be tomorrow. It could be next week. It could be a year from now. But I'm not ready right now. But I just want you to be aware that, I've been going through a rough patch.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that because I love you and I trust you. So, and thank you for being there.
Yeah. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, good question. These are great, guys.
I know. Thank you.
Now we just need a name.
Yep. Just need the name. But yeah, that was great. Thank you for submitting those. And we'll keep this little segment going as long as we come up with a cute little name.
Ultimatum.
Well, should we segue into our next and final segment of the day?
I don't know why I did that, but I felt like it needed a...
Also, I don't know if you guys have been able to hear, but there is a neighborhood dog barking like crazy.
No, they haven't. I've checked the sound
Okay,
machine.
our mics are pretty good at blocking out noise, but
That's also why we wear these headphones, fun fact, because it just blocks, well, it doesn't completely block it out, but it blocks out the sound of life that is happening around us.
No,
it just makes it feel like it's just us and, our guest here living in our world.
That dog is not happy.
No, he's not. He's not happy. There must be people walking by. Okay, are we headed into tea time with Tay?
All right.
Sorry, I forgot you did the intros.
Lemon drops. It's tea time with Tay.
I don't even need to be here.
Oh, shush. Okay. We love tea time with Tay. These are also submitted questions from you guys. Very thankful. I haven't even looked through them, and Tay hasn't seen them, so I'm just gonna plow through them, and we'll see what there is. This should be fun.
Okay, great.
Okay, here we go. Without looking, would you guys ever consider doing a live Q&A? Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. I think that's been something that we've talked about, right?
Publicly or between us?
Not publicly.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's on the docket.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a possibility.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
I told you guys were working on some stuff, so.
Yeah. So, hold on that one. But yep, very good idea. Do you have a favorite / least favorite thing about sharing a name?
I mean, can my favorite thing be that we do share a name?
No.
Huh.
I would say my favorite is just like, when you meet somebody new and, you get to tell them for the first time. You're like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Taylor. And they're like, oh, nice to meet you, Taylor. And then she's like, nice to meet you. I'm Taylor. And you just know, like, the reaction's coming. You're just waiting for it.
I know.
Or if you're, like, at the airport and,
TSA.
checking in or something. They're like, wait, no, sorry. I already checked Taylor in.
We're like, yeah. But
we both are. Like, no, but you both have the same last name. Yep, that too.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So the reactions are fun.
Yeah. My favorite are like when it's people that, obviously people know who you are and they know your name. And when like they process your name and then I say my name and they like shake my hand and then like 3 seconds later they're like, wait. Like, because I don't think they hear it Taylor, like, oh yeah, that's Taylor. But then it's like, wait, I just shook her hand and her name's Taylor.
Yeah.
Like that 3 second pause is fun.
Yeah. Seeing the computing going on in people's brains.
Oh, you guys are asking, some comments were funny. Whose
Taylor's name is first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Who is first?
I would say Girl Tays is first.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I was going to say that too.
I mean, I just made the cover art, so
yeah,
clearly you're first.
Yeah. It's baby steps.
Whatever. Least favorite. Male is tough. Yeah, because some people now that we have the same name, do send some stuff to Girl Tay with like Taylor Lautner on it.
Yeah.
So that's That's been a little tricky,
I
but
don't know what my least favorite is. I don't really think I mean, yeah, the mail, I don't.
yeah, we haven't had to deal with like a catastrophic thing with that where like a Christmas present is ruined. So it hasn't
I mean,
been.
we haven't had a Christmas yet.
Yeah, so it hasn't been like
TBD.
annoying yet, but we'll see. We'll let you know. All right. When did Girl Tay find out the game night was a setup?
Oh.
Great question. It took way too long, let me tell you. For those of you that don't know, my sister introduced the two of us. They were new friends. My sister calls me up, says, met this amazing girl. Her name's Taylor. You need to throw a game night and invite me and some of my girlfriends over, and Tay will just be one of them. And you guys can organically meet and see. So I did that. And that is where we first met, was a game night at my house.
And I had no clue of that.
Yeah.
Per the question, but
You thought it was strange at first when McKenna did ask you.
yeah, because
over.
I had only met her, twice before, and she is, protective of you. So I was like, huh, she doesn't like really know me that well. I guess she must think, think I'm normal and
Didn't put any pieces
trustworthy.
together there?
No, I did
Never
not.
crossed your mind?
It never crossed my mind.
Okay. So then when was the moment you realized that it was a setup?
I guess that you probably had to have told me about it, because I don't think because I didn't know about it, and because it did happen so organically, and it did take a few hangouts for it to happen because I was oblivious. It must have been once we were already dating you told me, because I still didn't know
Yeah.
until we worked together that it was a setup.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to let you down here. I'm not letting her get away with that. Then, if that's the answer, then what was the moment you realized that it was more than just sister's friend? Then what was that moment?
When we kissed.
Okay, it took that long, huh? Wow.
I did not.
There was a lot of talking, a lot of texting and flirting, and no, she did not. She thought I was just very
You were
nice
the
to
first
my-
guy that I dated, though, or had an interaction with. I feel like that, but you weren't physical off the top, and that is how I feel like I have been approached in the past by guys. Like, you were just like very kind and like just wanted to talk and get to know me, and I didn't have that. I also was just so not like looking to date, let alone the famous person that was my friend's brother that I just met, that I didn't want
Yeah.
her thinking I was using her to get to her brother.
Yeah.
So I think that was just, you were just so nice.
I was just looking to get you to surprise you with Mumford and Sons tickets.
Oh my gosh. And then you got nervous and didn't go, but I still went with my friend.
Yeah, yeah. When we started getting to know each other, she like was a diehard Mumford and Sons fan. She
Still is.
Okay. And she like made me listen to their music. Like I knew the hits, but she would like send me like all their like random songs. And I started like listening to them just because she loved them. And I like looked, I was like, I wonder if Mumford and Sons is in town anytime soon. And they were, and I, set it all up. And I was going to surprise her with a little Mumford and Sons date. But then, I got nervous.
Do you think you got nervous because it was going to be like a public thing with me? I never thought about that till now. I mean, we did hang out publicly like a week later.
Yeah,
or did we go
know.
on our first date?
I don't.
What was that in comparison? We had already been on a date.
Yeah, maybe. What? Had we?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
know.
we had been like out on a date once, but not like, it wasn't like we were publicly out, but it was out.
Yeah. I don't know. But for whatever reason, I chickened out. I pretended I was sick. And I still told her that I got her the tickets and she took a friend.
Yeah, I wasn't missing out on that one.
Yeah.
But then I went and hung out with you after. You were like, go. You weren't like.
Oh, no. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
You would die to see Mumford and Sons.
I love when we talk about that stuff. It's so crazy to think about.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. All right. Girl Tay, what is it like watching Boy Tay in his previous movies?
You're gonna pull that freaking question. I don't really resonate. Like when I watch Twilight back, it's not Taylor in my mind.
They didn't say Twilight though.
I said Twilight.
Okay. Well, they want to know previous movies. You know, I've done more things than Twilight.
You have, and
You're a fan and
I would
love some of my previous work that is not named Twilight.
Grown Ups, Run the Tide,
Yeah.
Two for the Dozen,
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. Well, Cuckoo's not a movie, but Cuckoo, great. Cuckoo. Well, see the last season of Cuckoo. Cuckoo is you.
Did say movie. Yeah.
Cuckoo is you though because we were dating when you were filming the last season.
The last one.
But the other two were like close enough. Twilight, not you, because I watched that not knowing you. So I think that in my mind it's not related to you.
What about Ridiculous Six, Galdine?
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Galdine.
So many of my friends, after we started dating, like I think 5 people reached out to me just randomly. They would watch the movie on Netflix and they'd be like, I didn't realize that was Taylor in that movie.
So many people didn't. I mean, I wore a wig.
You did not look like yourself.
You
did not talk like yourself.
A chipped middle tooth and obviously the horrendous accent.
You crushed that.
But yeah.
But Run the Tide, I'm a stan for that one too.
Yeah.
That one got me in the heart. Me and Mar watched that. Cozied up in bed together when you were gone filming in the dark and we cried.
Check it out. Run the Tide.
She covered my eyes when you had the kiss scene.
Oh. I remember that.
Remember that video I took of her?
Yeah.
And she was like, nope, you can't look yet.
You can't look yet. And she was like, oh, definitely can't look yet.
I can watch now. Maybe.
So funny. Okay. Last question here. Let me choose something good. Okay. Did you have anxiety starting the squeeze? If so, how did you deal with it?
I think yes, and still do. Obviously it's less now because, we've gotten in a good routine and we've been doing this for a bit now. But when we started it, I had no clue what a podcast even was, truthfully. I just felt it really strong on my heart that was something that I ended up being we needed to do. So I think I was anxious with just like not knowing what to do as far as like equipment and how to interview someone. I never interviewed someone before doing this, how to do that, but also, anxious if people were going to like it or not. Like,
yeah,
wanting not even like it, but we're going to be impacted by it because, the whole reason I wanted to do this was to help people and, reach people. And I was like, hopefully it'll help them.
Yeah.
But I think now it's more like anxious or like excited anxious. Right? What do you think?
Oh, I'm a million times better now. But yeah, when we were starting it, I was so anxious about it, so nervous about it, that I protected myself by telling Tay that I didn't want to commit to doing it. Mm-hmm. And I would be her part-time co-host, when I felt good enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was terribly, I've always been a very private person. So the idea of going, online, and talking about my feelings and what I struggle with and, just all the little bits of our personal lives, like that was a crazy thought to me.
Yeah.
And then the pressure that I put on myself going, oh, and then I'm going to have to be interviewing people, talking to them about what they're struggling with. Like, holy crap, I'm not a therapist.
Yeah.
So then I got to give it like advice too. But I don't know. Something I've always been good at is being a listener.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that aspect.
You're a listener and you're a very good advice giver.
Thank you.
I always say you do not open your mouth enough.
Thank you, hon. But after we started, we, just very quickly felt comfortable and just seeing the response of all of our listeners and watchers, viewers.
I wasn't going to
all of our watchers.
I wasn't going to question it.
Just kind of made me instantly feel so much more comfortable.
And I think we've it is now like a fun thing for us to do because we feel comfortable enough in it, like interviewing someone, because we are having a conversation, but at the end of the day, we are interviewing them to an extent.
Yeah.
The conversation does become more organic, but I think we've gotten comfortable in, trusting ourselves and our ability to do it. So it's definitely become a lot easier to, have someone up here and ask them hard questions.
Yeah.
Emotional questions.
Yeah, but we are loving what we're doing.
So much.
We have some exciting guests coming.
You
in the
guys
next
just
couple weeks.
aren't prepared. Like you thought last week was good. Last week was great. I love Charlie.
Yeah.
But we have some fun and amazing guests lined up for the next few weeks to come.
It's a great lineup. So yeah, mark your calendars.
Just make sure you subscribe, you hit that follow button. You can follow us along here on YouTube, listen wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can email us at lautner.thesqueezepodcast@gmail.com for any advice, tea time with Tay, guest suggestions, comments, concerns, love, what you thought of the episode, anything. You can
All of it.
Comment, you can email it. You can follow us on our Instagrams. You can follow The Squeeze on Instagram at The Squeeze and on TikTok at The Squeeze Podcast.
A lot of follows.
We put out some great content. Also, always check out Lemons by Tay. We just updated our resource page, which we will leave linked down below. I am so excited about it. We have some amazing stuff coming up with Lemons.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check that out. But we love you guys. We hope you have an amazing rest of your day and be on the lookout for next week's episode.
See you next week.
This podcast has been brought to you by Podcast Nation.